everyone, so today I want to show you how to make melodic techno, and which is quite interesting because I've been really inspired by Anyma and also Cream, their DJ sets. Let's go through it step by step. First of all, the right selection really counts, right? So I just took it from this pack right here, and then I also introduced like some more sort of effects. So if we just listen to that. Yeah, we basically shaped the kick a little bit, right? Made it a little bit less punchier, I guess, in a way, but it's really subtle, the effect. So then we added some slight saturation to it, in a sense. Yeah, tape saturation, as you can see, adds a little bit of harmonics on top, and then just the EQ to cut off the highs a bit. But yeah, it makes a big difference. I had the bass line, the kick, and the basic drums in place before I even started touching the EQs and effects on the kick, you know. And we just have these sort of, yeah, let's say drums. There's actually a lot of effects on there. There's RC20 on there, as you can hear as well. It's a lot of big crush. The tone is reduced quite a lot, and we got some soft distortion, subtle distortion too, and it makes a lot of difference, right? Like, yeah, and just a reverb to make it like a bat, you know, almost very like smooth and soft. Then we got this through the same mixer channel, basically. Like, so sounds quite interesting, I guess. Right, interesting sound selection, definitely. Shaker, okay. Yeah, it goes again. It goes to the RC20, so also very interesting. I have actually never done this before. Like, this is the first project where I have this type of mixer channel, this type of effect basically on my shakers. This is quite interesting, yeah. Because without it, it's like, wow. This is crazy, actually. Whoa. That I'm realizing that right now. Just listen to it without. Sounds quite sick, man. Sounds quite cool, right?
Passing through my show, I got you in my mind. You got it in my mind. Yeah. I know. Oh, I got you in. I know. Oh, I got you in my mind. You got it in my mind.
Yeah, there's definitely a big difference in the drums. So I guess it's really good to have that. Sometimes it's just, you know, it's like really subconscious, man. Like, I think this one track called From Japan or something like that. And I was just really inspired by that. I just fucking loved it. And also, what I was inspired by was Lily Palmer too, right? That's big artist, especially DJ sets are crazy good. Okay, let's move on to the lead sound. A nice pattern to introduce at certain points throughout the track with filler cutoffs. It's the simplest stuff ever. Like, it's really not complicated. It's just an arpeggio that's being automated. Add some harmonic depth to it, I guess. And these acid stuff is also really cool. I mean, I don't have to explain this, I guess. Like if I go in here, this is the preset I use. It's also the preset that I have in Little Party with vocoder. And this is from Evolution of Sound. You can also change the tone. Yeah, it's cool, bro. Really cool preset. I like it a lot. And then we got this sort of, this is like a psytrance impact, but I reversed it. So actually it sounds like this. And that's certain parts in the whole track I reverse them. For example, here before the build-up comes, then also before the drop comes, right before the drop. From another project I extracted like what is this actually? Yeah, a lot of sidechain too, as you can hear, then the effects to just add to it, right? Make it very trippy. Yeah, this is the same pattern that repeats itself, and I cut it off also according to the build-up right here. When we stop 4 bars before that, we also stop the plug, and it has a fade out with the reverb here. So it actually organically fades out, and we have another other effects alongside that, so we can actually hit the drop correctly right here, and it impacts the drop correctly. Yeah, and this is like just sometimes Valhalla Supermassive is really cool for, as the name says, they are it's a great plugin and actually free too for big reverbs too, like really ambient for really making stuff sound ambient or in the background or creating pads, strings, or even piano sometimes. But in this scenario, when you really want to make something really ambient, like I think Hans Zimmer would love this plugin because it makes stuff sound so ambient. It adds so much richness to the sound that I really preferred in terms of having background instruments. And yeah, then we have also some distortion, soft clipper, OTT compression. Then just like this stuff right here, the low pass automated throughout the track because yeah, we are like here I think. Yeah, here we have the low pass on. I don't know where the automation clip is, but I think it's this one, yeah. So this is the automation clip for this arpeggio. And then we have just limiter because we want to reduce the peaks. We want to have then we have chorus. Like the limiter is important, man, because you need to imagine everything goes through the master chain and we want to have the track to be as even as possible. And in this scenario, I'm not saying always, but in this scenario it definitely makes sense because first of all, the original waveform doesn't look as like stable. Like you can see the beginnings a little bit quieter than these parts right here. And just make it a nice sausage. It goes through the sidechain one anyway, so you won't hear it. It just needs to have that melodic effect, and I don't think I want to have so much dynamic range on stuff that is just in the background and just adds some harmonic depth to it. The same thing applies also if I would have a vocal pad or if I would have a string playing in the background. You don't want to have a string. Not always, if it's just one note, for example, and you have a lot of reverb on it, a tension string, you don't want it to be like going up in velocity up and down. Like it won't make so much sense, I would say, in an EDM track to do that. And so I treat the arpeggio the same way. I want it to be like as flat as possible because I have bass line, for example, or it's about the relationship between all these elements together that makes a track good, and I have other things that are more important in terms of dynamics, That's just how I'm thinking. I don't really need to have peaks here. And then we also have, what's the... Yeah, this is the greatest preset of all time, I think. It's also a Patcher one, and yeah, it's just serum presets. I got these from FLPs that I bought too from flpstudio.com, and they do everything for you, bro. Sometimes it's yeah, it's just great. Buy project files, readily available project files. Yeah, great stuff, man. And then also just reverse stuff, right? And this one is also really cool. This makes the whole track basically these two sounds, right? This is such a cool preset. Shout out to So basically these two ones, right? And this one. It makes the whole track, bro. It's so good. Sexy. And just a big sweep right here. Sexy. And obviously we have the vocal is Gabriel Smith.
Searching my whole life, can't seem to find no one. We're on our own path.
So smooth again. And yeah, we also have like really ambient Valhalla Supermassive for the vocal in this part, and then we bring it down again here when we have this other stuff playing, and then we gradually introduce it again. Because of vocal chops and stuff. Yeah, just some clocks here too. Make it like, okay, it's still about time. I don't know what that is. Just an arpeggio I've extracted from another project. Sometimes, you have to imagine I've got projects here open where I can go into, and I know I have the sound design saved from certain sounds, so I don't have to pull up everything again, plug it into the mixer chain, set up everything. I just close this project, I go to my other project, then I just change the whole project, I adjust the tempo, everything, and fuck the stretching samples. And then I just go into this one pattern or this one sound that I like. I maybe adjust the effects a little bit, or I turn them off completely if I know that I want to apply another effect on that anyways. But I don't have to remake the sounds from scratch, or I have to remember stuff. I just have to remember the project I last used it in. Then I click on it, and I don't save the project. Let's just say, for example, I want to use the sound from Faith is the Ground VIP Mix, the last project that we had open before Place of Time Melodic Techno Remix. So I just open up this project, I save this one right here currently, I go into the Faith is the Ground, I go into the, whatever I'm going to say an example, I'm just going to say, I'm going to go into the piano, turn off the sidechain, adjust the tempo from 124 to 130 BPM, fuck the stretching, then I'm just going to record that one pattern, right? Export it into my downloads folder or wherever I want it to. And then I just don't save, I will not save Faith is Ground VIP Mix. I will delete the version that I've created just for the purpose of exporting that one file. And then I will go back into this project again that I've saved previously anyways. And this will stay the same as it was. So I don't lose my old project files, my old original ones. But these project files then become, as you work on these individual songs always, they will pay off in the future too, because of the process that I just described to you. It's efficient, really efficient. And that's basically what happens here, And And as you can tell too, the music theory here is like there's no root note in this arpeggio too. And because we have this like go up first with the filter and then go down, it feels like it's exactly what it tells it, right? Like we are introducing something that is like above right now, more melodic and above the root note. And because we filtering it out again, it decreases it again, right? So then as we hit the drop right here, it's completely the root note again. And so this contrast works so well because of the music theory and the filter, right? We have no root note here in this arpeggio. It just makes this drop right then sound a lot bigger because we are back to the root note again. And it's also very important to respace. Yeah. And then just some strings. Just cool, you know. Impacts. Basic stuff, right? Basic stuff. Then also this stuff right here is just lifters, effects, all that stuff. What's that? Yeah, just like some build-up effect that we introduce inside the drop actually. I like to do that sometimes too because yeah, it just makes sense, you know, like we're introducing the build-up right here and another drop that comes here, and adding tension here makes sense because we are introducing a new part of the track. And then here, yeah, that's just common sense, right? Sometimes having these melodic it's just creative stuff. Yeah. Same stuff repeating. Yeah. Then another effect introducing into the second drop. And yeah, and also this one here. What's that? Yeah, that fits so well because you can hear this and then there's also this one here that complements the sound. Right? It makes sense to do that. Then what else have we got? We got this one here. Makes sense to do that. Downlifters again. What's that? Yeah, makes sense to do that. I can't explain it. It's quite self-explanatory, all this stuff. And just for the intro, we have this sort of string. Sounds like Hans Zimmer or something. Very ambient sound that I have from Splice. I automate just the fucking volume and that's it. And this one is also sidechained because we don't want the clap in there, right? Yeah, I don't know what I cut out there, just some shakers, I guess. And this one is also important, yeah. Passing through my shapes. Just snares, bro. Then what's that? Yeah, claps. That's it. I think it's so simple. And then the bass. Let's come to the bass. Actually, I didn't go through that. But the bass is the simplest shit too. Like, let's see. So first, what's the preset I used on the bass? That's a good question. The preset is this one here. Let's turn the effects off. It's also from Evolution of Sound. I always use the specs. So, yeah. And then first the compressor makes it really just pop out more multi-bounce, I just go through like presets and then I tweak them to my liking. That's all I do, like mess with these knobs here and until I like the sound that I get. You can hear like the lower mids are coming out more, I think, and the higher frequencies coming out more. Makes it a lot more like sausagey, I'd say. Then the structure is for the purpose of just cutting the highs off. Then camera crusher makes it just bass more thick than EQ because it's a upper layer. You know, makes it really trippy now. You know, before that it's really present, but now it's really trippy because we don't have high frequencies, low frequencies there. Really dialed down towards the middle of the frequency spectrum. It's a mid bass, you know. And then we have the second one. It's just a sub bass, so also just another preset. Yeah, also Evo sounds, sub bass, and if we use, you can hear that it's a very in German we would say knarzender Subbass. So knarzend. I'm gonna look up the word in 1 second. Just distortion again. And here's what I mean with this. This is a great preset Zap for sub bass, actually, on RC20. Right, it's pretty cool. Makes really thick too. Then just cut out the highs. That's it. It's all about the sub bass. You know, we cut it at 100 Hz, bro. What the fuck? Yeah, and we got our bass ready, bro. It's sick.